talk to you like I'm talking on YouTube. You ready? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back again, Jody motherfucking Keith, with another taxi confession story. Now, this story is a pretty wild one, and if you watched any of my stories previous, if not, check out the links down below. You can get a little head start, but you'll definitely learn about, and I speak about it often, the Cosmic Dispatcher. And just a quick little recap, the Cosmic Dispatcher is basically, some people call it karma, some people call it something else, but basically, it's more taxi themed if you call it a dispatcher. But basically, you charge the atmosphere, and you have good vibes, and you ride around and you treat people well, and you don't turn down any fares. You pick everybody up wherever they want to go, you bring them, and then without hesitation, hey, look, you ready to go? Let's go. You got groceries, your old lady, you got the wheelchair, you're not going that far, you're going too far, whatever the case is, you need a ride, I'm here to give you the ride. So you bring them, and then it's going to lead you to the place where you need to be. You see what I'm saying? Like, by putting that positive energy out there. So, I lived by this for a good while, the Cosmic Dispatcher. And I was in a tough spot in my life, and I've always been optimistic, but there was a spot in my life, I was kind of homeless for about like 2-3 months, I was like basically living in City Park, like sleeping in my cab. I went homeless for a minute, and I lost my apartment over some bullshit landlord I had. But anyway, that's not part of the story. We're not gonna get lost in that. But I ended up homeless. Okay, we'll tell a homeless story some other time. But basically, I was kind of homeless. I was just like sleeping at, kind of couch surfing, definitely homeless. And then, my aunt. Now, my aunt was sick. She had cancer. And I had never had anybody die in my family except for my pops. I seen my pops die, but my aunt, she was on her deathbed. And it's kind of a weird thing when you're driving a cab, because like whenever you're driving a cab, you know all the addresses. And you know how you know where your aunt lives, but you don't know her address. If you had to send her a card, you couldn't do it, but you could get to her house like without looking at a GPS. Well, that's kind of the same way with me, but then I'm double dipped because I'm also a cab driver. So whenever I get this call off the radio and I hear it, I think about it. I'm like, on Morpar Street, I'm like, whoa, that address sounds like it would be my aunt's house. But I don't know my aunt's address. But I know addresses and the way they work, so I'm like, that sounds like that would be my aunt's house. So I'm thinking, got some family in town. Maybe there's somebody called for a cab. Maybe it's somebody at my aunt's house, Everybody's visiting my aunt, she's about to pass away, it's pretty sad. So we go over there, I pull up in a cab, it turns out it's actually a next door neighbor. And it's not even the next door neighbor that lives there, it's Airbnb. Next door neighbor is this girl from Australia. First day in America. She jumps in the cab, we riding around. She seemed like a cool chick, so I give everybody a good ride in the cab, I jazz it up for them, I'm like, oh, how you doing, babe? Where you from? Da 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 da. First time in New Orleans, no way. Where you from? Australia? Ooh, I thought I heard that in the accent, da 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 da. She's going to Frenchman Street, go hit some music. And the story about her is basically, she was 22, she was a singer, and she just wanted to explore America. She was soul searching. She was doing a month in New Orleans, 2 months in LA, and a month in New York. And so she got in the cab. She was telling me all this, and she was all by herself. She was just traveling by herself. She had friends in LA. She had a friend in New York, but she wanted to come to New Orleans because that's where the music was. So took her down to Frenchman Street, and at the end of the ride, I gave her my card, and I told her, like I tell most people, I'm like, hey, look, if you need a ride, you need directions, you're all in the city by yourself, you need to know anything about New Orleans, I got you, if you got a complex like me and you don't like to go out to eat by yourself, or, like, if you just need a ride, call me. Well, needless to say, she didn't call me. So she didn't call me, and then, my aunt passed away a couple days later, and then the funeral was going to be on a Tuesday. It's a Friday night. I'm over here, I'm driving, I drove overnight, and I'm up like, I used to work 12, 14, 16 hours, especially, if I didn't really have a place to go home to, so I was just like grinding out this money, trying to get my money up, and so I worked all Friday night, and I had to go get a haircut on Saturday, so I could look presentable for the funeral on Tuesday, because the barber's closed Sunday, Monday. So I go to the barber out in the suburbs of New Orleans, dude fucked my hair up, so then when I get out the barber, now I don't work 16, 18 hours, then I'm in the barbershop for 2-3 hours, then I get out, it's pouring down raining, and the dude messed my hair up, I want to go get some gel. So I go to Walgreens in the suburbs, and I pull up, and when I pull up, they got this little old lady standing outside, and she's like, oh, sir, can you give me a ride? I said, whoa, babe, where are you going? Now I'm trying to go uptown. She's like, I'm going downtown. I said, whoa, well, It's packed downtown. There's a lot of traffic. I said, I've been up like 20 hours. Like, I don't want to get stuck in it. I'm trying to go home. I just want to get some job. She's like, please, please. I've been waiting 45 minutes. I can't get a cab. So then I felt bad for her, you know. Now, I got all the reasons to tell her no. And I even told her most of the reasons. You know, but then I'm like, been waiting 45 minutes. Nah, I kind of feel bad for you. But then I kind of feel bad for me. But I don't really feel bad for myself ever. But like, I'm like, I got plenty of reasons to tell you no. But, whatever. Come on, let's go. So she gets in the cab. And I bring her downtown. Sure enough, we get stuck in traffic downtown, just like I thought. Pouring down rain the whole way down there. Pouring down rain the whole way back uptown. So I go to Walgreens close to my friend's house, where I was gonna sleep. And I pull up at the Walgreens, and I'm watching, you know, some game on YouTube, trying to unwind. You know, after driving like 16, 18 hours, being up 24 hours. You know, I'm like just unwinding on YouTube for 10, 15 minutes because it's pouring down raining, and I don't have an umbrella. And I'm not going to get soaking wet before I go inside to go to sleep at my friend's house. So I'm just sitting here for a second. I'm like, man, this rain's not slacking up. I guess I'm just going to get out of here. So I put it in reverse, look over my shoulder. I'm backing up, you know. And when I look over my shoulder, I see the old lady left the umbrella in the back seat. You tell me how you leave an umbrella in the back seat of a cab that you're getting out of into the pouring down rain. Beyond me. But anyway, I'm like, cool, I got an umbrella now. So I grabbed the umbrella. Now I walk up in Walgreens, you know, got the umbrella. I'm walking up into Walgreens. I walk into Walgreens. I go grab my gel. I go to check out, and they got this girl checking out in front of me. And I realize she's showing her passport. You know, she's buying some liquor, showing her passport, and I'm like, oh, she's from another country. And then I heard her talk to the cashier, and I was like, oh shit, she's from Australia. And then I looked at her again, and I was like, oh fuck, that's the girl from the other day. And then I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. This is the same girl. And like, here I am. I'm brain dead. I have no, like, first of all, I'm getting ready for a funeral. I've been up forever. I am like not in any condition to be hollering at a female. No way. You know, so I'm over here and I'm like, but it's just like the coincidence was just so great that it begged a conversation. So I'm like, I gotta say something. So I'm like, come on, Jody, something clever. Come on, something quick. Let's go. And I'm like, brain's like, nope. I'm brain dead right now. So I'm just standing there trying to think of something. And then she asked the cashier, hey, do you think you call me a cab? And then I was like, oh, there it is right there. I said, hey, babe, I drive a cab. You need a cab? I got a cab outside. What's good? She's like, oh, what a coincidence. And I'm like, well, of course. What a coincidence. You're telling me. Like, now, what I didn't realize was she didn't recognize me. Because you got to understand, I just got this haircut. So, you know, I went from, like, homeless Wookiee to, like, DJ Khaled. Like, real quick. One haircut. So then I walk her back to the car, got the umbrella, you know, and I'm holding the umbrella, looking like a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even my umbrella. And I get her in the van, you know, I open up the door, she gets in the van, I jump in the front seat, and I'm like, you going home? She's like, yeah. I said, 2805 Maurepas? And she was like, whoa. How you know my address? And I'm like, oh, fuck. She probably thinks I'm a fucking creepo. I said, look, baby, I don't remember from the other day. You know, remember I picked you up, brought you to Frenchman Street? I'm Jody. She's like, oh, Jody. She's like, no way. You know, what a coincidence. Wow, I didn't recognize you. And I was like, yeah, of course not. You know, I just got the haircut. You know, I went from like, you know, homeless Wookiee to DJ Khaled. She's like, I can see that. I was like, yeah. So then we kind of hit it off, you know. And then I brought her home, and I was like, why didn't you call me? You know, like you trying to get another cab, you trying to cheat on me or whatever, you know, like, come on. You know, and she was like, well, you know, I was trying to, you know, I didn't think it was a serious offer. I thought it was a blind offer. I said, look, it was all a blind offer, except for the going out to eat part. You know, just mixed it up. She got real comfortable, you know, and then it really helped me in a tough time right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting ready for this funeral. So I'm talking to her. And then after the funeral on Tuesday, it was a sad day. That night, I was just kind of like, man, I just want to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now, we hit it off that Saturday. I gave her my card again. She texted me for a ride that night while I was sleeping. So I had her number. So Tuesday after the funeral that night, I was like, hey, look, you want to go get some dinner? She was like, is a drink implied? And I'm like, well, of course. It's New Orleans, baby. So we went out to eat and did everything you do in New Orleans on a Tuesday night. You know, we went and saw the Rebirth Brass Band, went and caught the Kermit Ruffins. You know, we went and walked around the French Quarter. She said she was a singer, so I had to take her to go do karaoke, you know, because everybody at the karaoke bar loves when you bring a real singer to karaoke. And then we hit Frenchman Street, and then we hit the dive bars at 5 in the morning. We hit it off, you know, and then the next 2-3 weeks, you know, we hung out a little bit, and she went to L.A., and then 2 weeks in L.A., she was like, I'm not digging LA. I want to come back to New Orleans, And I was like, well, come on. She's like, I ain't got a place to stay by me. Everybody's family in New Orleans. You come. Look, if y'all came to my house right now, you'd be welcome. I was like, I rock. So anyway, so she came and we kicked it off, and the next thing you know, it was like, whoa, this is a thing. But it's not supposed to be, because you're in Australia and I'm in New Orleans, so this doesn't make a lick of sense. But despite all senses, you fall in love. What can you do? And then next thing you know, it's like 2 years. I went out there for 2 months, learned a lot about Australia. She came back here a couple times, and Skype dating every day, and then it just kind of fell apart. And it was mostly of my own fault. I didn't really put enough initiative at the end to try and move out there, because I'm just so attached to New Orleans. And she saw it for that, and she kind of gave up on me. But we stayed friends, and she kept telling me, and I tried to chase her, which was kind of crazy, and so I chased her at the end of it all. And then she was like, don't come out here for me. And I was like, finally, when we broke up, I was like, I gotta make it work. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make it work. And then I basically got this law office job. I was driving Uber, and I got out the cab, and then I was driving Uber, and it all fell apart. Like all the money was messed up. And then I lost the girl. And then I'm like, gotta get the girl back. So then I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Gotta get a job. So then I get the job, get the promotion, get the raise, get the Christmas bonus, and then I got the $5,000 I need to buy a ring and buy a plane ticket to go to Australia to chase the chick. I call her up. I said, look, just tell me there's anything left and I'm coming. That's what I was doing. She's like, look, don't come out for me. Come out here for you if you want to. But no, I can't tell you that. I said, well, if you can't tell me that, that's crazy, because of how much in love we were, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shit's crazy. But basically, she opened my eyes and she got me moving. You know what I'm saying? To try and chase her. And so then I was sad right after Christmas. And I was sad for like a week. And then I'm like, man, I got the money and I could go out there now. This is nuts, And this whole time I've been trying to win a Grand Prix to try and get the money to move to Australia. And then I did it the honest way and worked and made the money, got the Christmas bonus, was going to go out there thinking about it. And then she shuts me down. And then now I'm looking up like sad. And then after a couple days, I look up and I'm like, shit, man, I done lost some weight. I got this job in the law office. They love me over there. And I got a raise, a Christmas bonus. I said, I've been winning all the Magic tournaments for the last 2 months. It's like, fuck, man. I was sad, but now I'm looking. I was doing all this for her, and it turns out she told me to do it for me, and I've been doing it for me the whole time. So then it's like, crushed it, killed me, killed me some tournament, and bought me a computer, and here we are making videos to tell the stories of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the craziest thing. It's like something out of a fairy tale. Like, I was at the point in my life where I'm like, I don't believe in love. You know what I'm saying? I've seen enough shit in the cab between, crazy strippers and, like cheating people and this and that, and all the best and worst of people, but a lot of the dirt. And so I'm like, man, I don't know if I can trust anybody. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I hardly trust myself half the time. But then I'm looking up and I'm like, this is just meant to be type shit, So I chased it and then it turned into this, So this is kind of cool, But now, charge the atmosphere. Don't pass up the old lady. Don't pass up an opportunity when life gives it to you, because you don't know where the opportunity is going to lead you. Obviously be smart about what you're doing, but sometimes you just got to do a little something wild, and it's going to open you up to some crazy good shit. Cosmic Dispatch will never let you down. So I hope y'all enjoyed that video. And, you could tell your kids and your wives about it, because that one was pretty good. It got a little cussing in it, but my pops was a sailor, so you got to forgive me. And hope y'all enjoyed it. One love, good vibes. Like, comment, subscribe below. Craziest coincidence you ever had. I want to hear about them. Catch you on the next one. Taxi Confessions. Nice. Alright, that was the story, y'all. That was the story. Alright.